Hey Bayek, it's me, and in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who, and we're doing the Fifth Doctor, which Peter Davison played. Brilliant. So this is Terminus from 1983. Now previously we had Mordwin Dead, and the next one will be Enlightenment. Now this is season 20, and this is the fourth story of season 20. It's also what is described as the second story in the Black Guardian trilogy. Now this was transmitted on the 15th to the 23rd of February 1983. And it's written by Stephen Gallagher, who wrote Warrior's Gate in 1981. It's also directed by Mary Ridge. This was the only Doctor Who story that she directed. I think she was never invited back by Jonathan Nathan Turner because he was quite set in his rules, and there was a lot of production problems with this story. There was this electrician strike going on, and there were problems with the set design and the costumes, and then of course the recording overran, and in his eyes I think that is one thing, he was very much on the schedules. Things were not allowed to overrun. The director was responsible for making sure that this didn't happen. So I think that explains why she never was invited back to do any. Which is a shame, because I think she does a really good job, especially in that terms of background of what we've got going on in this story. The script editor is, of course, Eric Saywood, and of course it's produced by John Nathan Turner. The music is, as usual, by Roger Lynn, and this is another studio-bound story. No location. Let's go through the cast. We've got Peter Davison, of course, as the Fifth Doctor. We've got Sarah Sutton as Nyssa. We've got Janet Fielding as Tegan, and Mark Strickson as Turlough. And of course we've got, because this is part of the Black Guardian trilogy, we've got Valentine Dill playing the Black Guardian. Now, Lisa Goddard plays Carrie. Lisa Goddard's films Who You Are Awful, 1972, which is a Dick Henry film. But again, with her, it's a lot of TV series and TV films. She was actually married to Colin Baker. They did get divorced though. And of course Colin Baker was the Sixth Doctor. So there we are. Then we've got Dominic Gard, who plays Oliver. He was in the film The Go Between 1970 to 1971, which is a film that I absolutely love. It's a Losi film. It's brilliant. Julie Christie, what more can I say? He was also in Picnic at Hanging Rock, which again is another very well thought of film. That's from 1975. And he was in as a voice in the Lord of the Rings 1978 animated film, which I think is very good as well. And then he was in, of course, Gandhi. Wow, Gandhi 1982. And then lots of TV series and TV films. And then we've got Andrew Burt, who plays Valgard. He was in the Black Panther film from 1977. That was about this killer, which well, he was quite big headlines in this country when he was actually going around terrorizing people and killing them. Then Andrew Burt was involved in a lot of TV series and TV films. So that's the main cast in this. And I'll just go through what this is about. Now, Turlo is, of course, under the influence now of the Black Guardian, who keeps threatening him because he's not doing what he wants him to do, which is to kill the Doctor. And while this is going on, the TARDIS attaches itself to a space liner, and two space pirates board it, and we see, as usual with Doctor Who, what happens when these come on board, and we get they always get separated. It's a good thing. So we have the Doctor and Nyssa together, and we've got Turlo and Tegan together. This always happens as they're hiding and running around and all that kind of stuff. It's one of those stories which, again, I think doesn't help its reputation, because this is not a very well thought of story. Anyhow, it all comes down, in fact, this story, where it's all about Terminus, as the title, of course, which is a sort of derelict, disused space station. But on board there, it's like a leper colony, because people on there have what they call Lazar's disease, which nobody wants to get. It's a terrible disease, and that's why they're there, isolated, and people don't want it. They don't want the spread there. And this is important in the story of the fears about that. But ultimately, the story is important because a cure is found, and that is all through Nyssa, because she contracts the disease, and we see her, not in a particularly good state, but of course a cure is found, and also there's a radiation treatment, and Nyssa is and she decides, of course, that she can help the colony, she can help them be cured, and they turn it into an hospital, and that's why she decides to stay behind, so Nyssa can continue her work as she sees it. She found something, and so therefore we say farewell to Nyssa. Which is, I think, a bit sad. Again, you feel you could do that. There is emotion there, but she's been such a good companion. You almost felt it was as usual in Doctor Who. There's the emotion there, but you feel it should be more. And it's interesting that the Fifth Doctor tends to be like this when companions have gone. He doesn't show his emotions a great deal. You see it more with, obviously, Tegan and Nyssa saying their farewells. And that's always interesting about the Fifth Doctor, as we've seen it. I think what happened with Adric was such a major thing to him. It's affected how he is, definitely. So, Sarah Sutton, who I think has done a good job, leaves, and that is quite sad. Other interesting points about this story, again, we get a discussion about the origins of the universe, as only you can in Doctor Who. And this comes about because the space station is actually at the centre of the known universe, and that's where it all began. So we get this discussion about the origins of what could happen, why it all began, and how it could end as well, which is quite an important part of, looking at this story about what could happen and the importance of this. So it's just another interesting part to the story, which the writers are able to convey. But again, I don't know why, but I think somehow a lot of this gets lost. Why people don't like this story that much, because they just see it as a story that doesn't feel very exciting when it should do. And I don't agree with that. I think there's still the excitement there. I think there's just problems like the costumes of the characters, this giant thing as well that we see wandering around with the red eyes, the dog face. Does that work? I don't know. But again, it's all put down to this. So it is a bit sad really that this story, it's just not seen. And I can see why. But considering all the problems they have, we have got a story there, and those elements are in there which are interesting. So you can't say it's the worst Doctor Who story. Far from it. It may not be the best, but it's still got its good moments in there, and it's 4 episodes as they are now. We're not going to get big long stories. I really enjoyed it, really, and I think it's sad that Nyssa's leaving, especially Sarah Sutton didn't want to go. When you watch the documentary and she's talking about it, she was very happy in Doctor Who, but her contract wasn't renewed, and that was it. So, one of those things. Yeah, it's a story I can come back to, definitely. I've not seen this for a long time. I could watch it again quite easily, but I can see why people may not have enjoyed it. But I think there's a lot of interesting things in this story. It's very good. I'm blabbing on a bit, aren't I? So, it got a VHS release in 1993. And the DVD was in the 2009 box set. And of course, season 20, the Doctor Who, the collection on Blu-ray was in 2023. And I've got here, I've got the DVD. There it is, Terminus. There's the back with some special features on. And I'll show you inside. It's got a nice illustrated disc here, and then these nice little leaflets that we always get with a bit of information about it. I always like those. So that, and then of course here is season 20 on the Blu-ray in this Doctor Who, the collection. Brilliant, absolutely love these. He's going to a lot more. We've got more documentaries and all sorts of deeper look at these stories, and that includes Terminus as well. So this is well worth having. It's really good, and it's on Blu-ray as well. So fantastic. And that's it. Yes, I've got on to now. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, and if you look in the playlist, you can see all the previous reviews of Doctor Who that I have done, and you might find some there as well that you might enjoy, because I do reviews of a lot of films, TV shows, and also a bit of music. So yeah, please have a look. You might find something, and subscribe. And if you like this video as well, please give this video a like. If you give it a like, it helps the channel, gets it out onto YouTube, and that would be great. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always reply. And that's it. Okay, so all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.